Hi, I'm Nuangi, and today I will be talking about multimodal focused teaching. Let's start with a quote. According to Cope and Calancy's, multimodality in today's classroom refers to multiple modes of representation of oral and written language, visual, gestural, tactile, and spatial representations. As we all know, children are massively engaged in various multimodal resources in their day-to-day activities. In this digital era, how can we not incorporate ICT in our teaching? This is why multimodal practices in teaching is more important in current world. Isn't it the time to say goodbye to some of the boring traditional teaching and learning methods? In order to promote student capabilities in making meaning in their learning, transformation in traditional teaching and learning is important. In that case, ICT plays a major role in this traditional shift from print-based education to multimodal education. As a prospective primary teacher, I'm looking forward to incorporate ICT in my classroom activities because I believe it is the best way to keep my students engaged in their lessons. For an example, I thought of focusing on grade 2 since I'm currently working with them at my placement school. I plan to use ICT resources such as Mathletics, Reading Eggs, and Seesaw in my classroom. Let's look at multimodal learning in different aspects. Multimodal for practice, multimodal for pedagogy, multimodal for assessment, multimodal for reduction in workload, multimodal and theory, and finally, multimodal safety and ethical considerations. Let's begin with multimodal for practice. In grade 2, mathematics can be practiced using Mathletics. Mathletics is a gaming app which uses games and gamifications to make mathematics engaging and rewarding without letting it fade away with boring workshops. For an example, Mathletics transforms multiplication into a competitive game with others in order to encourage collaborative learning. Mathletics also has a feature called Personal Avatar that they can update within the game points, and it gives animated programs with fun activities and jokes as a completion reward. Another ICT resource is Reading Eggs. ABC Reading Eggs lessons focus on developing the core literacy skills of children. These includes phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. As many literature discuss, children learn best when they are having fun. With this app, children stay keen to learn with the vibrant animations and visuals, and also colorful characters, catchy music, and sing-alongs that features in these lessons. Seesaw is another useful ICT resource, which is a student-driven digital platform that enables students to create their digital journal, as well as respond to activities that are created by teachers. Students can respond to these activities in the form of sending text, uploading photos, recordings, videos, and even drawings. When we look at ASTEL standards, differentiated teaching strategy of HITS can be practiced in your mathematics by adjusting the rules of the game. You can make it more challenging or even simple. Questioning is another hit strategy that has been significantly used by teachers when they use reading eggs. Questioning is always a good way to develop comprehension skills in children. Encouraging students to ask questions will build their critical thinking skills, and the ability to provide instant feedback in Seesaw can be also be highlighted as a good strategy in enhancing learning. As I mentioned before, differentiated teaching has also been widely used in reading eggs, as they have significantly helped students with autism and special needs as they can repeat the task over and over again. There has been numerous testimonials by parents with regards to the improvements of their children. Both formative and summative assessments can be conducted using these programs. In athletics, by observing students playing with mathematics, we can learn about their strengths and struggles. In reading eggs, they have their own reading assessments. After every 10 lessons, students complete a 20-question multiple choice assessment test, which, if they pass, they are rewarded with printable certificate bearing their names. And the results of these assessments are easily accessible by parents and teachers. How can we use multimodal practices in reducing our workload? Majority of these ICT resources have pre-planned activities in store. If we find whether they are linked to the curriculum, we can definitely use them in our practice. So, isn't it saving our time? These are some of the multimodal connections to the digital curriculum which I could find. Have a look. If I were to link the use of multimodal teaching and learning into theory, ICT resources previously mentioned enhance deep learning in students rather than the traditional method of teaching that only focuses on surface learning. Micro full-length deep learning is a development of the 60 skills of students that include character, communication, citizenship, collaboration, critical thinking, and creative innovation. However, not every ICT resource enhances deep learning. Some resources can be used as substitutions to traditional methods. Therefore, I believe it is important to evaluate these with the consideration to the summer model and the 7 affordances. Using these ICT resources can be useful, but also it causes problems too. So, I would follow Excel Standard 4.5, use ICT safely, ethically, and responsibly in my practice. It is important that teachers advise students on how to use these resources safely before practice, and I make sure that these programs use latest safety practices. However, you should also be aware that not all students and schools can afford these programs, devices, and internet connections. Well, it was a long discussion, and I'm finally home now. Hope this video was fun. If you got more questions, type them in the comments. Have fun! Cheers!